First, I used a straight edge, similar to this, to be sure that your neck was level. And it was. Then, I took the strings off and replaced them with the lighter strings that we talked about at your lesson. Let it sit for a little while, tuned it up, let it sit for a while. Then, I used these gauges that determine if the nut needs to be trimmed or not, and all of those checked out just fine. Then I had to check your truss rod to see if it needed to be adjusted, and I used these gauges, and the truss rod was still straight, which was wonderful. Then we want to bring these strings down a little bit, and so I used this tool, which is a string action gauge, and determined that it was still a bit on the high side. So I went down here, took your saddle out. There were a couple of shims, which are little pieces of thin plastic underneath, which is pretty common. I removed those, plopped this back in, measured it again, tuned it up, measured it again. It was still high. Came back here, shaved a couple 64ths off the bottom, and now it's playing to a medium-low action, which is great. While the strings were removed, I kind of skipped this part. You can't really see it too well, but I used this kind of stuff and this to polish your frets so they're nice and shiny and smooth. And I used a little bit of this kind of thing, which oils the fingerboard, cleans off all the fingerprints on your fingerboard. And I hit the sides a little bit. You had a couple of higher fret edges on the side. I was able to tame that a little bit. So yeah, that's what happened. Plays great, sounds good. Not too bad for a Mitchell. We'll see you at your lesson.